EA just dropped a bombshell of an update. This title update covers the most that a title update has this entire year. Now, I'm going to go over all the important changes that you need to know. The first major change that EA added into Madden 23 in this new patch is Jalen Waddle's new Waddle celebration, which is achieved by pressing left on the right stick for the signature dance for Jalen Waddle. As you can see, he does his little waddle. And unfortunately, you can't fully see it in play now. That'll actually showcase what it looks like on instant replay. They tried the best to make it authentic with the new next-gen movement system, but it still looks fairly decent, I can't lie. So it looks like this. He'll actually do his little jump up and down, and that's what you'll see on the replay, and he'll begin to waddle for about 3 seconds. The next change EA made in this title update was patching the infamous pump fake glitch, which was caused by pressing R3 and double tapping a receiver icon, which caused a throwaway and pump fake, or pump fake and throwaway glitch, whatever you want to call it. They completely patched it, and it made zone defenders not react to the point where you could celebrate all your way to the end zone. So now, as you can see, I'm in a cover 2 defense, and in the new patch, when I try to throw away and pump fake, you can tell that I can no longer do that. We keep trying to do it, and he'll eventually just throw it. So you're not able to perform the pump fake glitch anymore because you can't turn your quarterback into a runner using this glitch, so it's completely patched. The next change EA made is actually fixing the running back streaks. I didn't think there was actually an issue with them, and it was really helpful for beating man coverage, but now the running back streaks no longer run straight up the field, and they will now run with their little stem and then go straight up. If you want to spread the field a little bit better, it's definitely great, but those old style running back streaks that were in the game for about a month will be missed. The next couple issues I can't really illustrate in game, but what they did do is they fixed an issue preventing quarterback throw styles from updating correctly in Ultimate Team. And what that basically means, when a quarterback drops in Ultimate Team, he'll have the correct release from the jump. I believe some quarterbacks, including Michael Vick was one of them, released with an incorrect quarterback throw style, so that won't happen anymore. And they also fixed an issue with Mac Jones' passing animation trajectory. I assume that was a rare issue, and I haven't seen that basically at all. The next two fixes I can illustrate in game. They fixed an issue preventing man coverage from covering tight end wheel route on RPO plays, such as gun deuce close RPO read flat wheel. And they also fixed an issue allowing a receiver to be uncovered by sending him in motion on gun deuce close RPO read flat wheel. So as you can see, I am in RPO read flat wheel on offense right now. And if you saw my previous video on RPO glitches, you will notice that the tight end wheel would be wide open versus man coverage. And as you can see, I am in man coverage on defense. Now, you would assume that the way they would fix this was to just have everybody play their assignments or play the pass first. But instead, you can see that McCole Hardman is just lined up cleanly off sides. So we get an automatic false start called on us, and we also just can't motion anybody regardless. So they fixed the motion glitch by not allowing us to motion, and they fixed the man coverage problem by not allowing us to snap the ball, period. So as you can see, when I snap the ball, it causes a penalty, and McCole Hardman is offsides, or we just get a false start. So now by fixing it, we're just not allowed to run RPO read flat wheel or plays of that caliber or type anymore. The next fix that they made was they fixed an issue preventing man coverage from covering a tight end when the offense would audible out of the play, single back wing slot, PA double dig. And as you can see, I am in the play, single back wing slot, double dig. As you can see, we got the 2 digs. And in the previous patch, or I guess before this patch dropped, when you played man coverage, he would not be manned up on the tight end you see I'm on, which is Woods here. So now when you play man coverage, he will properly play this tight end. The next major change that EA made was fixing the issue that prevented the player from updating appropriately to reflect adjustments made to blocking in pre-play. Players will not have to reset the formation anymore to view the blocking adjustments. Basically, that means that our pass protection will finally register. As you can see, right now, my center's stem is going directly back at me, which means when I say stem, I'm referring to the little white line pointing down, which means that none of the players on my offensive line are moving any particular way. But now when I slide left with the left bumper and the right stick, or slide right, we can see the center stem is pushing back, which means our offensive line adjustments are now registering, and we don't have to waste an adjustment to pick up blitzes anymore. The next couple issues don't really require any in-game showcase, but basically they fixed issues related to the ball sticking to your player's hand or wrist while they're celebrating. They fixed an issue in the skills trainer causing the kick arrow to display incorrectly when you're doing the kick blocking tutorial. They fixed an issue causing receivers to sometimes run whip routes in the wrong direction after getting pressed. They fixed a rare issue that could result in the offense getting the ball back incorrectly when a penalty would be called on the offense and accepted after a turnover on a 2-point conversion attempt. And they fixed an issue with a specific SWAT animation that allowed it to trigger from too far away, causing warping. The next update that EA made is that they are not allowing deep third and deep quarter zone defenders to come down and cover comeback routes. So in this case, we have Sammy Watkins on a comeback route on the outside here. Now, if this was the previous patch, the outside third or outside quarter, I'm in a cover 3 defense here, would come down and play that comeback, almost matching it. In real life, that's not the responsibility of an outside third, outside quarter. So they tried to make it a little bit more legitimate. So in this case, I'm going to be able to throw this comeback right around when he starts to turn around and get a big gain. If this were a previous patch though, the outside third would come down and likely intercept that ball. It's November, it's right around that time they make NFL Live Playbook updates. So what they did is they added I-form close flex to the Bears and Steelers playbook, making those playbooks much more valuable if you like to run the ball, because I-form close flex is a great running formation. I really wish that these NFL Live playbooks were available in Madden Ultimate Team. They usually make them available right at the end of the year, or they don't make them available at all. I hope that they opt to change that this year. They added I-form pro and slot close to Broncos, both good running formations. Strong slot to the Buccaneers. I-form slot close to the Chargers. A bunch of pistol formations, pistol strong, wing slot, tight slots, Y-off trips, and full house to Falcons, making Falcons playbook maybe a pistol hub. Added Wildcat to Giants because I believe they're utilizing Saquon Barkley in those Wildcat type of run plays. They added I-form close to the Rams book, added I-form slot, pistol wide trips, and gun heavy Saint to Saints. I'm curious to see how the gun heavy Saint ends up playing. That was like the Taysom Hill formation that we had back in the day when everyone used to run with Lamar in Madden 20. So that's back in the game. And they added pistol full house to Seahawks and a bunch of great formations, single back wing tight Z, doubles off close, wide trips, I-form pros, I-form slot, strong Z close, all to the Texans playbook, which was relatively limited at that before these plays or formations have been added. And they added I-form close and slot close to the Vikings playbook. Next, let's talk about the franchise updates. Hashtag fix Madden franchise. They're really trying. No, they're not. Anyways, the team was able to fix multiple high priority issues via server-side fixes since the last title update. There is also an attempted fix going live today for the draft revert bug. The draft revert fix is a server-side fix, and while it is deploying at a similar time to title update 4, it is not a part of the title update 4 fix specifically, which basically means that they can implement this update at any time. It's similar to how they make quick updates to Ultimate Team without having to drop a title update. So that one should probably drop later on November 17th. By the time this video drops, I would assume that it's already dropped, or you don't have to worry about the draft revert. They also fixed an issue where difficulty settings were carrying over from the front end and changing within leagues. Definitely don't want to be playing on rookie mode in an all Madden league or vice versa. They fixed an issue in the league history screen where the Commanders were appearing as the Washington football team. They fixed an issue where some teams were not prioritizing the right archetypes at QB, despite, of course, setting that up to do so. Fixing an issue where some players with abilities were not appearing in the X Factor database. This was my least favorite thing to happen. I would see everyone's X Factors. I'm like, oh, I'm only playing one edge threat, and I'm end up playing like 4 defensive line abilities just because I couldn't see it in that X Factor. I had to start going to the roster, so I'm really happy that they changed that. They fixed an issue where the season goal was displaying in the post-game goal screen after preseason games, and general stability improvements, which basically means making the game more stable or maybe optimizing their code. Now, Face of the Franchise updates. I know not a ton of people play Face of the Franchise, but basically they fixed many minor issues, including the Cowboys practice uniforms to be the same for both offense and defense, so that would really suck, the white on white. Imagine that in the snow. They fixed an issue causing players on the sideline to appear non-palletized inside of practice drills for the Cowboys, Jaguars, and Falcons. I don't know what that means, but that's great. They fixed an issue sometimes causing the drive goal banner and the goal total banner to overlap, so that's good. I did have that happen when I played Face of the Franchise. Fixed an issue causing legacy goals to repeat in the rewards flow when completing a game. And of course, some general stability improvements, and they left a dev note. There have been reports of some players not being able to advance to a second season inside of Face of the Franchise. Basically, though, that's a contract issue, which they said that they have fixed. So if you're in phase of the franchise and you can't go to season 2 because you can't sign your new contract, they said that they have fixed that. And Madden Ultimate Team updates, of course, the most profitable mode and the mode I play the most of, and maybe you guys play the most of. Various stability improvements, fix an issue with filters on the halftime screen, fix an issue with custom currency display. Several issues with 4K display have been fixed, and they fixed a tab issue in new item flow on PC. Now, of course, let's get to the yard updates. We are excited to bring you the Nickelodeon fantasy football movie, players Bobby Coleman and Anderson Fisher, exclusive to the game. Now, this is the part of the partnership with Nickelodeon. This is how they put SpongeBob in the game last year, I believe. And these players will be available in the Superstar KO draft and showcased during a featured live event in the yard. So I'm curious to see how the live event goes in the yard. They had one of the live event yard game modes in Madden 21. So maybe that'll be a new MCS event. We'll have to see. They fixed an issue with hair and head-to-head ranked menus. That's good. Our players are going to have hair. That's really top of the priority list. They have general stability improvements and fixed avatar inconsistencies in the menu. Now, the next things that they fixed are Superstar KO updates, which are general stability improvements, so nothing super major except adding those new players. And of course, the NFL authenticity updates, which I'm not going to go over fully. I will actually drop a link and recommend other YouTubers for NFL authenticity. I care a little bit about it, but I know many players do care a ton about it. The one that I will notice personally is Eric Stokes, the corner on the Packers, finally getting his likeness update. He was a 95 speed demon for a while, so it's great that we have him. And of course, they updated the following team's field art, which sometimes you do notice if the field art's incorrect. You'll notice that the sides have outdated players or outdated logos or names, but they fixed that for the Broncos, Titans, Rams, Eagles, and Colts. And as far as presentation and UI goes, they fixed an issue where the press start video was missing a shot of Coach Madden from Madden 94, and they fixed a bunch of camera issues, stadium shots, and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, but the one thing that I will notice personally is they fixed an issue in gameplay where player-triggered celebration caused quick chat wheel to appear and get stuck on screen. That one did happen to me a lot, so that's great that they added that, or got rid of that, I should say. And of course, some avatar updates, so increasing rep rewards for defensive actions and achievements in the yard or when you are using your my player per se or avatar in general. But yeah, that concludes the patch. It was absolutely gigantic. Now, I want to recommend, if you are looking to get better at the game and utilize new patches to your ability and stay on top of the game, I recommend subscribing. But most of all, if you're struggling on defense, check out the video on the right. And if you're struggling on offense, make sure to check out the video on the left. Both of those things work post-patch, so make sure to check them out, and you'll get better on offense and defense instantly.